Presentation, I think we're gonna try and tell you like what kind of an experience it was rather than trying to tell you like how it's done and things like that. Whenever we're generally working with mud and all these natural materials, firstly you have a lot of fresh air around. You stand there like you just feel it, like that space is your workspace. Like how you cozy up in your blanket, this is another kind of a feeling like that. Come out, feel it. And then so
We started off with delivering them mud. And we were trying to dig it out, put some water into it, and mix it up exactly how, like stepping on it, things like that. And it was really good because we were so intimate with the material. It was all over us, like completely. So we understood the texture better, we understood how to use it better, what does it need? Does it need a little more hay, a little water, everything, the stability. So yeah.
people over here like generally whenever they're thinking about the nature so much about they do people properly. Like over here what we were doing was before we started anything, we planted a sapling of bamboo first and then we started to work. So that like because we know we are gonna cut down a lot of these many of trees or like we're gonna dig out that much of mud. So people do that then because they want to have that balance. That's why like they're thinking about these things. So yeah, this was the opening ceremony for us with the sapling and all. Everybody was taking part in it. Everybody was putting the soil and the like whatever is required for that. Like everybody was taking part in it. And then we were working with bamboo for sure. There was this person who came there and told us a lot about bamboo and what kind of opened some kind of different knots in people's head because people always think like a beam should be this much thicker for that high building to hold this bigger weight. But with bamboo, it's kind of different because he was just trying to tell us like how try to like learn the material, not like have things in your head and just go with it. People like this chair can hold on to a lot of weight.
This chair is into two pieces. It's two slabs put together like this, and it works really well.
And what's the secret behind it holding so much weight? Because the bamboo is so flexible and if, like you don't need to cut it down, make different joineries and all, but you just place it like that, it holds the weight properly. Like you use the material properly.
It's very flexible, but it's sturdy because it's kind of like dense. I don't know. It's the angles, right?
No, no,
It's not just the angles.
it's a cellular structure of bamboo. So it's
It's
very
material
strong
based.
in compression and tension. It's extremely strong. It's stronger than steel in compression and tension. But it has a weakness where it will split. So there's a real challenge to the material because the fibers in bamboo are parallel.
So you
They
can't
don't
cut
cross.
like
So
through
you
it
can
that
split
much.
it.
You have to use the like
You should use the entire thing, and you have to take into account this splitting behavior of the material. But its compressive strength is phenomenal. And for how light it is, it's like off the charts in terms of the engineering quality of the material. But it has a so there's been some work done to install this.
Yeah.
So we're making these cogs, and it was fun.
How do you make coke? What's coke?
Cob
Cog
is
is this
basically a mixture of
egg-like
mud,
structure.
clay, sand, and
Yes.
hay.
And water.
And there has to be fiber in it. There has to be a base, uh, which is basically the soil in the red soil, and it has to have some certain amount of silt and clay and sand in it, which we have to see according to like what we're building, just measure it accordingly. Again, just learning the material.
Basically, you want about 20 to 50% clay content,
Okay.
about 80, 70% sand.
Wow.
Sand gives you the compressive strength. Clay is the binding material, and the fiber is sort of the tensile
Thing that makes
it
it
all
all
together.
Grabs up.
So
golf, what do you use to also make bench and stuff?
yeah, cob is actually just a Welsh word for ball, blob. And so you make these balls and then you sculpt with them. So that term refers to that making of this material into these balls and sculpting with them. And it's just been adopted as largely as the term for when you're mixing in this way and sculpting either the material, as opposed to pouring it in a form, making bricks out of it, and then building with it later, or compressing it into a form. This kind of sculptural process is called making cob now.
So there was passing a parcel and then putting it on the wall.
So every time you walk over there, you see like the beauty, like how they talked about the whole crew coming in together. Every time they work together, everybody has like no matter how much you drain out energy or something, everybody just comes together again. If one person stands up, everybody stands up, and then this is the process how we basically pass out the whole mud, like transfer the mud from here to like even that far away, and then use it over there. So these pictures we're just trying to show that in this. The teamwork is really great.
So we were weaving the bamboo roof. So we had to climb up and sit there and weave it and have these certain kinds of knots that go into it.
So you're building a house.
Yeah, we were building a kind of a house where there was which would fit in basically a room for two people and a toilet, a kitchen, and
And you paid to build the house? Just kidding.
We had to
yeah.
pay a workshop fee because there were people coming from outside.
Build a house for somebody else to stay.
Yeah, because we have to pay to learn things.
Very interesting.
No, actually,
No,
it's
the
not very
fee
helpful.
was for the accommodation and food mostly.
No. I'm just plotting in my
A naive, like a lot of people like want to help and volunteer to do this. Now, for me, it's a real dilemma because it's not helpful.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot of work for me to like train them up.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Deal with getting to a certain outcome that I'm committed to a client, or it's very tough, and so I'm turning away volunteers all the time because so the problem is that I think in this space, you don't have a hardcore deliverable, so it's appropriate for a workshop.
Like an experimental space.
Space.
Even
Rather
this
than-
was like
yeah.
that. Even this was like that.
I've been in workshops where we had real live clients and someone was trying to integrate a workshop into that
It
process.
doesn't work.
It was awful, man. We were getting treated like sort of slave workers in the end. And if you didn't have the skill set to sort of survive, you were just pushed to the side and watching. So it was really bad. So when you're creating something, I mean, it's the most appropriate way to learn is to have a sort of
A live project.
a goal, a very tangible goal. But it's, there's a spectrum of it. So it's actually not helpful to, a lot of clients come and say, can we use the Shushti students for this? I'm like, yeah, but it's not going to save you any money, and we're probably going to have to redo a lot of the work because it's a learning process for them. So it's great, and you'll get a lot out of it, and it'll be really enjoyable, but it's not a way of sort of kind of cheating the system, and that's so sorry.
So your earlier slide was again the way we talking about the bamboo structure balancing on that rope still didn't come down. Like the structure didn't come down.
So solid.
It was really
Yeah.
solid. It moved a little bit, yeah. They shouldn't have done that, but it got tested though. It got tested.
Alcohol more?
No.
So these were bamboo like pieces of it put inside for maybe draining water and cleaning and things like that. So it went through the walls. And we started drawing a mural across the wall.
Yeah, we wanted to like. They actually wanted people to do something. They were like pretty open to things like like you can do something to the wall, like think about something new, like we all come together and like make something and this and that. But I don't see the like push people. No one was thinking in those terms because I saw like mostly everybody was an architect and they wanted to generally just concentrate on the work and like how it's supposed to be
Yeah,
like
they were
properly.
more into the technicalities of the structure and the material and how do we do this, what angle is this at, and it was a whole different mindset than what we went there with.
So then both of us, we just wanted to like make a mark and quickly just come up with something. And we used to just like all the time, all of us, like a group of friends, all of us, we used to just keep on going around the properties a lot of times. Go to one random place, another random place, like smoke a cigarette here, smoke a cigarette there. We weren't allowed to smoke a cigarette in front of the owner. So we like saw so many things over there, and that owner was quite, a guy who was really very proud of his things. Okay, so we wanted to show him that only the property. His property is beautiful, so we just tried to show that like a very simple thing. We didn't want to go into a lot of detail and go work hard on the. Uh, hey, you guys are smart.
It was a loop of
So
the
we just
property.
showed the
Every segment had
showed
elements
his property
and
right
stuff.
to him.
Let's put, oh yeah, good. No, I mean, we have some, do more. Okay.
There are more
So
pictures
we
of the
started
same.
carving them out.
And you see the roots. Like we were showing the trees and all. I was doing normal kind of a thing only like inspired from what we did in Andamans. Okay, and this guy, producer's son, elder son, this guy's just looking like, what if we put like actual tree roots over here? Like go at it, like just go run, like get me roots and just like everybody was so much interested. They wanted to just put these things, something or the other. Everybody wanted to use something or the other.
Nice.
So this was the back wall, actually next to the entrance, and there was a weaving of bamboo and sticks to build that wall,
And
and
we
then
learned a
making
new
these
process of
frames
building
out of
basically. Not a new process exactly, but
yeah, these frames out of bamboo and glass and put them in and kind of carved around it, made a few sculptural frameworks on the interior part of the house with the windows. And yeah, we added glass bottles.
so this was that this much only by the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, but we like it was nice